What an insane structure. I've no idea how far down I've come into the mine shaft, but it continues right down into bottomless depths. Here's something. Maintenance unit. Air current transforming energy generator. Main controls. Arcanite bureaucratic jargon at its best. This is some kind of control panel or unit. It's deliberately been destroyed. It looks as though there's some components missing. They'll need to be replaced to use the control panel or whatever that is. Good grief, who built all this? This could be the prisoners' quarters. It certainly doesn't look very inviting. Like this fill me with rage. You just don't treat other living creatures like that. I don't want to know what the conditions were like for the prisoners kept here. The Arcanites aren't exactly members of the USO. Whatever was meant by experiments, they certainly weren't intended to improve living conditions for those held here. Goodness only knows what kind of tragedy was played out here. No artificial light, of course. If the air shafts are closed, the turbines can't generate any electricity. Something bloody's been dragged along here. The blood's still fresh. It's as dark as the shadows of the moon in there. I've no desire to end up as a meal for the organ hunters. Hopefully this will keep those creatures off me.
Light.
You're still alive? You'll bleed to death. I've got nothing to bind your wounds with. Oh no.
It's okay. It's too late. I can't feel my body anymore anyway.
What can I do for you?
It's enough to know that I will die in the company of a civilized life form. I'm Baldrian Hamilton. Up here they call me Mad Hamilton.
Hamilton? I've heard a lot about you. I'm Perry Rhodan. Nice to meet you.
Perry Rhodan? I thought you were just a hero from a science fiction series. What an honor. Have you ever heard of Venice? It's an ancient city on Terra.
Yes. I originally wanted to spend my honeymoon there, back when it still existed.
They say it was built entirely on pillars. That's how this city was constructed too, on the pillars of the Arcanides' sins.
What do you mean?
This whole epidemic thing. All the poor creatures suffering and dying in the quarters. Do you think that was a natural disaster? There's something here. Quarterbat knows the way to it. I was with him. I saw him. He really exists, and he's still alive. But it was hard to find him. My energy was spent. The way back was too long.
So that's why your lamp has gone out. But please, tell me more about Quarterbat.
He must be very old. Some say immortal. He came here voluntarily when the Aras began the tests on the prisoners. A well-known Terran scientist.
Quarterbat's a Terran? Are you sure?
He hasn't been a Terran in a long time. If he was, he is the only one who's ever come here. Except for you, of course. The Trumors. He's got almost as much on his conscience as that darned plague. Everywhere else, he's known as a common thief. But in Elmo-Daughter, he's the king of thieves.
What could he have been looking for in the lower levels?
What would anyone be looking for down here? I've seen just a tiny part of the black levels. But from what I've seen, this whole moon has been mined. Mined using ancient pain. Rhodan. Now, it's getting cold. Just leave me here.
But I can't just leave you behind.
Don't worry about me. Find your way. I don't need a hole in the ground. I'll be more useful this way. Rhodan. It was an honor.
And I can't do anything more for you now. Rest in peace, Baldrian Hamilton. I'd really like to relax for a while. My head's thumping, my throat's completely dry. But what'll happen to Mandra if I do? No, keep going. This has got to be a joke. When has there ever been water on Gom Calidus? If the Elohim really were here, though, they would have needed it. Rest in peace, Baldrian Hamilton. The organ hunters obviously couldn't do anything with this. Artificial light, of course. If the air shafts are closed, the turbines can't generate any electricity.